Whew. All right, this is take one. So I really would be so thrilled if it worked. Hello, students. This is Professor Patti, and it is Saturday, November 23rd. We have a few weeks left this semester, and I wanted to check in because I have the final grade, which changes every year for me. I do wish I could tell you how many points we were going to need at the beginning of the semester, but we are going to go into my grades here. I've entered my student preview mode. So if I were a student, I would be getting a 0 because I have nothing submitted here. Now I have two windows. I'm gonna really blow my mind here with the tech. This is what your Blackboard looks like, and this is what your syllabus looks like, which is aggravating to those of you who are detail oriented, and I deeply apologize. This is also, I had to upload a different syllabus. So the versions that I worked with were not clear. We go by the syllabus. Here's the one thing, is that I have all these extra credit points in here, and the Blackboard shell was copied over from the main course, which is why we've had some problems with alignments, and we've had some problems with some other things as to what is in the shell, because the lead professor has the shell, gives it to all of the people, which I think there's like 8 professors teaching this course. And there's certain things we have to stick by for every single student for our accreditation, and then we're free to teach it however we like. So I add in extra things because I like you to, and I also don't want you to have unfair standards compared to your peers, because you have a whole cohort and our entire accreditation program says you must do at least this much. So since you guys are involuntarily in a bonus program, if you do the bonus things, you get bonus points. So many of you will be well above 100 points for the semester already. And isn't that a great thing? Because remember, grades are meaningless. Only from an educational on how humans learn perspective, that points and grades are counterproductive to learning. But we are in an accredited program, and we do have to pass an ASWB exam, which has numbers and data, and we need to really stay with all those things because our licensure is so powerful. So you should have by now 5 points in your introduction discussion board post, 20 points for your midterm, 15 points for helper studio video recording. So I am about to put zeros in here because there's a bunch of people I cannot find your helper studio. So it has taken me a few weeks. I really wanted to make sure to watch them and see what's going on. And, you know, I really just appreciate all of the submissions, all of the work. And when I get to see your faces and hear your voices, it just warms my heart and makes me statistically more likely to give you an A. That is true in college. If your professor knows your name, you're statistically more likely to earn an A. So I try to give everyone equal opportunities. If you have questions, if you have questions, you can Zoom with me. We do have time before the end of the semester, and I'll get to that in a little bit. Let's stay on topic here with, some of you have already turned in, some of you missed discussion forum 10, working with families. So we have some zeros here in this 5-point column. Our final is still outstanding. That's 25 points here. And what you won't see, because I deleted all of the chapter assignments since the alignments were broken, and I was not going to be able to feed scores into those. I did not want it cluttering it up. So there will be an additional 30 points. So that is what this is. There will be an additional 30 points in your grade book that is not listed here, and those are your Cengage chapters. So right now, 100% in Cengage at the end of the semester will be 288 points. And when I look through Cengage, which I cannot do for purple reasons while we're on camera, many of you have more than that already. And some of you have double that. And that happens when people do all the extra chapter and skill assignments because they're so addictive. And what a wonderful thing to have practiced more. So if you are missing a discussion board post, I will encourage you to turn them in. And even if they're so late that I would have to deduct points, this has been a very challenging grading semester. And so I am willing to waive late fees because it's really hard to tell in Cengage what you're supposed to do and what you're not supposed to do, especially when Blackboard and the syllabus do not agree. And I would never penalize a student for a communication error. That's on the faculty's part, which is mine. So I am happy with the work. I want you guys to all make sure that you're hitting your competencies. So please get some discussion forum engagement in, and you can turn in your final anytime, just like you can turn in your chapter work anytime. And I'm so happy for those of you who are done. The final is very similar. We're going to go to the final. I'm going to go to the home page, course content, and I have kept this open for you all, the final, and then you have to click in again and it's the final. So we're going to open up the breadcrumb on the top of our Blackboard screen by when it's 3 dots like that, that's called an ellipsis. So click the ellipsis and you can see I went here. I went to the home page, then I picked the course content folder, then I picked something called final, then I picked another one called final. There's instructions here. There's the rubric that we will grade it by, and there's 2 case studies to choose from. So in these case studies, you will be doing this solo, and I saw fantastic work on the midterm, and you saw how much time that took. So it should be a very similar process. You're going to read Miranda. You are a social worker at a community family services agency. I do not want you to say, I don't know families, so I'm not doing this. Because I am telling you that every individual person you have worked with has been a member of a family. And you do not need to be a family intervention expert, right? Because our social work competencies enable us to assess individuals, families, groups, and organizations, systems, right? So your assessment skills for a family and your referral skills for a family and your linkage skills and your evaluation skills apply to an individual coming to you for food stamps or for food assistance, as well as an organization coming to you with internal communication or funding issues. You are engaging. You are assessing. So this is, these are the same skills that you're going to be using. Please don't shy away from the family one, because I'm an individual therapist, but I swear, we just talk about people's parents and kids and spouses and brothers and families of origin. What about the Smiths? Who are we? You are a caseworker with Adult Protective Services, but Professor Patti, I don't know anything about that. Don't you worry. Adult Protective Services, it's just like protecting children or other humans of dignity and worth, right? These humans just happen to be over 61. So children's services referrals, adult protective services referrals, and referrals for the Board of Developmental Disability follow very similar criteria. And in all of those, remember, you are a mandated reporter, not a mandated investigator, because when we see those letters, we want to put our thinking caps on. And those of you who are in a protective services role will just fly through it. And if that's what you are looking for, that's what you should do. And if you'd like to challenge yourself, I feel like if you work for adult or child protective services, this is not a challenge for you. Even not, you know, the coursework here is nothing compared to the work that you're doing. Now, you will follow our instructions, which is another download. Oh, good. I am not running into permissions issues. I truly believe some of you would have already. This is, can I make it bigger? Nope. This assignment. There we go. This assignment is designed to have students engage with ... So we have the same kind of outline here. This is a Word document that I'm not, I mean, this is downloaded to my computer. So you can delete the top of it, rewrite it, cut and paste into your own, but feel free for your final. Many of you picked to write it out in a narrative paragraph report, like you would be reading like I was reading a court psych clinic report, you know, just pages and pages, or a state hospitalization report. Please feel free to just use these bullet points and respond to them right out of the frame. Because there's a lot of times as a social worker, you're going to be filling out grants and fidelity forms that are within these kind of strictures. And if you end up taking elective or mandatory advanced generalist coursework, I have some examples of these from federal, state, and private funders. So it's good to develop all of our skills and all of our professional writing skills, and I think it's easier. I am not going to save that. Okay, so we have our homepage. I went over grading with you. We went over the final. Contacting me. Okay. This should be in Start Here about the instructor. So I have a website where you can book with me, but I also should have it on my homepage. Nope, it's not in here. I must have it invisible for you. Okay, I'm going to work on that. You can book with me. I will drop. I don't know how to open my calendar without sharing it on my screen, and I have sensitive information there. So I will drop in my announcements here a link to scheduling with me. Is it here? No. Course registration, start strong. No, it's not on here. Okay, I will make sure that this is at the top of your announcements. If you would like to have a 15 to 30-minute Zoom with me or phone call with me before the end of the semester to get straightened out on things, or any questions you might have. So I hope you have a lovely holiday weekend, and I am looking forward to seeing your continued participation. Thanks.